Hi, people. Welcome to Adrian's. Let's see, it's a Friday night. Yes, it is a Friday night. It's evening time. It's dark outside, but of course, it's dark outside going on 5 o'clock. That doesn't do me very well when I sleep until 3:30 in the afternoon. But last night was another didn't fall asleep, listening to whatever book I had on, listening to a lot of medical and I like forensics and things like that. So I like to listen to that stuff. And I have a brand new one that I'm listening to, which is something about the bones can tell you everything. Something, I don't know. I'm fascinated, but yay me. Anyhow, so I got very interested in that. I bought it online last night. I do Audible through Prime, Amazon Prime. So I have Audible. I've been a member for, I'm sure 5 years easily. But within that, because it is uncomfortable for me to read a book, and so I've been listening to audiobooks for a really long time. And I was a voracious reader, but I would not read nonfiction. It just didn't interest me, but I love to listen to it. Yeah, I really do. Cool beans. Well, so there I was up till like 4:30 this morning. I'm lying here in the dark and listening, but I'm awake. And my night meds did not hit me last night. We who take meds every day and night meds, sometimes the brain chemistry is more than the night med. I don't know. But I finally gave in. I don't know what I did, but end result was I did fall asleep and I woke up at 3:30. Within that, I had the gift of a phone call with the woman I call my sister. She had been my sister-in-law, and she is my sister to this day. And we hadn't talked in weeks, so I was, you're like, yay, okay. I had some family information to tell her that 3 weeks ago really took me down in the circle of family. Isn't that like the Flockharts or something? It was like when you're in the circle. So that's, your daughter-in-law and her sister and so the sister and the sister's husband and my son, it's the circle. And someone in the circle is extremely ill. And, out of the blue. And out of the blue a lot is because we do not go to the doctor. That's the royal we, the general we, do not go to the doctor because we don't want to hear what possibly is going to be a very bad conversation. And that's very, very common. Very, very common amongst people. So a situation like that, and thus, out of the blue, someone is diagnosed as very, 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 very sick. So stuff's going on around that. And I always like to say crying is the best eyewash for my dry, dry, dry eyes. It is amazing. A good cry, ooh, they're lubricated for a little while. It's just like, oh, and at first, oh, it's like, oh, I can see everything. I can see everything clearly after a good cry. Doesn't last a long time, but it's nice while it does last. Thus, it's been a good 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks-ish, that, I'd been sitting, as it were, sitting on some bad news because a lot of other people, I don't know if the larger outside of, circle gets larger, had to be notified. I don't know any of these people, but it's very sad. It's very sad. It's very sad. And positivity is what's going to do the trick, because when you have somebody that has a diagnosis that's not good, it's time to bring in all the positivity. There's no room for negativity. There's no room. We can love people healthy. You'd be surprised, right? Okay. Well, what do I know? What do I know? But, yeah. I had gone to Dollar Tree yesterday, and I actually filmed for a good half hour, walking around, pushing my cart a little, and my camera in my hand because the pop socket, had it balanced. And I walked aisles, tried not to make you too, like jumpy or, whoosh, how's this aisle? Whoosh, how's that turn? Tried to be a little bit conscious of that as much as possible. And of course, there were the ridiculous times that, because now I'm all involved, I've got the phone up trying to, show stuff, but I'm looking at it differently. And so now I'm showing you guys something over here while I'm looking at the thing here that you could be like, practice makes perfect, they say. And I'm just really grateful that there's no music on at that Dollar Tree often. So I've been thinking about it. And there's, in the hour I was there, there was a really quick turnover of people. What? I did it. I did it. I got brave, and I was like, do it, Adrienne, do it. And I think about some of my friends out there, my wonderful, wonderful friends, that they are stuck at home. I'm a recluse by choice, so when I leave, it's by choice. But a lot of people, they're stuck at home. They're having surgeries, they're having hip surgeries, they've just come back from convalescing. There's people, I'm 73. There's a lot of people in my age group that have a lot of different infirmaries that can come with age, especially the hip replacement type of situation. Oh, I'm sorry. I know. The woman I love to call my mom, she had two. The woman I love to call my sister. This was all my second marriage, husband's family that I was family. And so when he and I were no longer a legal couple and such, they kept me on as family. And it's just the best thing in my life that could ever have happened to me. This family is so smart, so smart. And that's where I got to. I've always had a passion for fashion and for art. But to be around the woman that I love to call Mom, who had a master's degree in art history. Okay. And of course she loved to go to any art museum and such, and we could do a lot along that whole Pacific coast, living in San Diego, all the way to LA. There was always a museum. But let's go ahead now. We were in the Dollar Tree. We filmed. I posted it. Some people have been watching it. And so, yeah, you guys at home that can't get out, that's kind of like, us going down the aisles together. Yeah, kind of things like that. Yeah, and sometimes I know I need something that's mindless to watch. There's, a group of all of us out here that, have very upfront about our mental health issues. And so there's different times. I spend a lot of my waking time on YouTube watching fellow YouTubers when I'm going at it. I do have a little reputation amongst people that, you know, I can leave very long comments because I'm having a conversation. And when I get a long comment, what gets me is because I do have such a hard time on memory retrieval, whether it's new or old. There's something in me that's going to make it hard to get to. But here we are. What I wanted to show you that I did get at the Dollar Tree that I didn't have on film is I got down the makeup aisle and I look at everything kind of like, okay, what was somebody showing? Where should I be looking to see if I, you know, but I didn't find much in wish list. But what I did find is this fabulous lipstick. And it was, of course, yay, the $1 quarter, just like this, sitting in a box with 3 other colors. Possibly there was a pink one, and there was a much more magenta purpley one, and then this, what I like to call, like claret, the wine. It's such a nice color. Well, I have 1 million lines for lipstick to fan out into, and no, I hadn't put on a liner. And do you see this? Do you see, like, okay, one side is strictly still the cardboard, and this side has a lipstick liner on it. But no matter what I do to sharpen it, it goes this way. Cheap, cheap, cheap. And it has a hard time holding back the lipstick. I have been drinking out of a straw 60 years. I don't know. But my favorite beverage on the earth, one of the top 3, it's a fountain Diet Coke. Fountain mean that it's got fountain ice in it. I don't just want a pop top farkin' can. Hey, all over Temu, I've been seeing different shirts with Diet Coke. It's like, you know, okay, so we're going to advertise Diet Coke. Okay. But one is something about, you know, needing my Diet Coke, or how about my Diet Coke and anxiety? I don't know. But hey, I was like, hey, wait, what? Squirrel? Hello? Yeah, well, I have cut back on Diet Coke in my life. Most definitely. But it was up there in one of my top 3. It would have been like my hot tea, the way I have it. Number 1, never gonna change it. Number 2, Diet Coke. And number 3 then could be lemonade. You know, and tea could be hot and iced. So, you know, we got some choices there. And you can add the lemonade to the tea for a cold beverage. You know, I mean, I'm not left out. But what I did do is create this million. No amount of grinning and smiling and smirking took it away. What can I tell you? But I do love this. I really, really do love it. It's called Master Strokes. Master Strokes. With a K, they call it Clean Color. And they like to say that this is a long wear matte lipstick. Pigment rich. Pigment rich. Yes, it is, isn't it? Oh, luscious. Superior hydration. Very, very moist when you're putting it on. Do like that. Creamy matte finish. Well, you people that know what matte feels like, pretty much that's matte. And I'm not one that can go ahead and then put lip gloss over, because it's just going to be all over my teeth. My hair is going to be in it 50,000 ways from yesterday. Oh, you know how it goes. Hello, Sassy. Oh, Sassy's saying, this is your take 3, Mom, and I wanted to eat on take 1. Now you're still there. Oh, well, so very, very sorry, people. So very, very sorry, Sassy, we should say. All right, so the other couple of things that I wanted to show you from Dollar Tree that weren't in my walkabout. I'm always buying the Sharpies, and a lot of it is because I need a nice black one, or what have you, to mark the calendar. I'm one of those that does like to make my check marks on my calendar. Kind of one behind me over there. But anywhom, this we can get 4, not one beautiful Sharpie with a fine point, not ultra fine. So the fine point is a good one to have on hand. But they do, Dollar Tree does sell fine and extra fine. But they are all $1.25 for one, because they're Sharpie. I'm not sure how much bleed there may be on these. When people are talking about doing coloring and stuff, and it's most things going to bleed through. All right, well, here's a nice, comfortable barrel. Nice, round, comfortable thickness of a barrel. It's got that. So there's its cover, and there's its tip. That's a nice tip. We're happy with that. So we'll go ahead on the back. All right, so there's a fun face. There's a fun face. And I really don't want to make it smear. I just switched it. It seems to dry quickly, but 4. I'm into it. 25 cents for my calendar markers. And they can be used for anything else I want that I need a black marker for. And this is permanent, so, be careful on the surfaces that you use it. But I was so glad that when I saw that, my mind was like, hey, A. Hey, A. Another thing that they don't always have are these old-fashioned, straightforward nail files. You go, Sassy and Chic. Not my Sassy, but we appreciate any Sassy and Chic. Woohoo! But I did need one. It's now over by the lounge. The chaise lounge. The chaise lounge. Lounge. Yeah. But I need, at times, this straightforward grit like these. And since I've been having my faux nails, not having faux nails for how long, people? What do you think? How long? Or in my world, a week is a really long time. And I think this might be over a week. But yeah, because we all know they are all very thin as we pop our nails off and on, totally not as instructed. But I'm glad my nails, God, I've been wearing faux nails for a long time, and certainly ever since shopping Temu for over 2 years. But they're looking healthy enough. They look healthy enough. They feel healthy enough. As I've said, my niece in Bristol, England, was an instructor that was teaching other women how to do nails, especially gel nails, and get their license to be able to do it, because you can do it from your home. as long as you have everything set up to follow. But blah, blah, blah. She's the one that said your nails do not need to breathe. So I think all of us that feel like we have that really soft nail, I just want the oxygen to get into it. I want to give these puppies sometimes a chance to get the oxygen in them, as well as I just wasn't in the mood. And that's saying a lot. Like, you know. So here it is Friday. I was up all night listening to my book instead of falling asleep to my book, which is something that is not a rare occurrence, but yeah. So I was up all night in the dark listening to my book, and by the time I fell asleep at 5 a.m. or what have you, could have been 4, I don't know. But I slept to 3:30 and straight through. So I was happy for that. That's the advantage of being alone and a recluse. You can do whatever the heck you want. And that's okay. So did the good sleep in, but yeah, I've been up listening, but you know, I've kind of taken to the bed. Not the bed. The bed's in the bedroom. I've been trying to straighten up in there as a possibility that maybe I will go in and sleep in there, especially if it gets really, really cold. I can heat just the bedroom instead of the living area. All the way around, the biggest open area is the living area. So instead of trying to heat that, we shall see. But I can jot down a note about it if I want. And again, when your nails first, you know, come off, they can be very, very raggedy little edges that need to be worked away. And that's what I did. So talk about 4 for $1, 4 for $1 here, 4 for $1 here. I think I'm doing rather well at the Dollar Tree. Yes, at the Dollar Tree. Also, while walking through and showing you stuff in Dollar Tree, I had not seen these before. I don't recall anybody else hauling them. This was the only one amongst all of the socks. So first you're like, yeah, they do DC, they do Superman and the others and this and that. But wait a minute, what's this? Is that a positivity? Oh, it's a positivity! Yay, positivity! Positivity. So of course, there are 4 for your pet. You and your pet can have matching socks. Socks for you and your pet. I thought I lost my mind. Why weren't there more? This is great. This is like, people would like be buying these up to give as stocking stuffers and what fun gifts. You know, your neighbor's always out walking the dog and you'd be like, hey, here, you know, gift. $1.25. $1.25. Really, really stoked. I envy me for finding them. And first time all the way around for me, whatever. Oh dear, who ate all the chocolate chips? Well, I didn't buy candy. So if I don't buy candy and I know I want chocolate, I go ahead and I buy chocolate chips. And there had only been a couple of these, and so now I'm doing one of those. Wow, I wish I'd bought them all for $1.25. But by then, I think I was getting tired, and I might have even seen this in the walkabout and grabbed it and put it in the cart. But these are delicious. They are imported and distributed by USA. But wait, okay, somewhere in Texas is the, but they are made Costa Rica. They are from Costa Rica, San Pablo. But it's just all good, delicious chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. They're over there, you know, suggesting putting it on top of ice cream and things. And oh my gosh, this was quality. This is really good quality chocolate chips. I do love a good chocolate chip as a munchie. It's just something about, I'm very, very, very American milk chocolate that way. And that feeling of when the chocolate just starts melting in your mouth and robing, and your tongue is still there to be licking it and tasting the chocolate. Delicious, delicious. And even though I ate it all, I saved it to show you, because if you see this, absolutely pick it up. This is good quality. And it was 5.5 ounces, I believe. Yep, 5.5 ounces for $1.25. All chocolate. All chocolate. Deliciosa. Okay, now I can put that in the trash can behind me. All right. Now this is really silly. Once again, because, you know, don't like much of anything that I can make. And I do recognize now, I have spent the last 4 days kind of just living on a frozen dinner of the Salisbury steak and mashed potatoes, and I even had canned corn that I had. But, you know, I haven't had the usual roughage situation. I have stopped for the moment. I haven't eaten the sunflower seeds that I always let you all know. Oh God, I love those big bags of sunflower seeds. But no, right now, no. I was letting that go because I inhale them. I've always inhaled them. I've eaten, you know, it's 7 solid years of like really eating up the sunflower seeds in bulk. Just loving it. I mean, that's a meal I could just sit there and just enjoy. Chowing down on that. But they also added roughage, and maybe what I'd found out is maybe they were adding too much roughage. Oh, so much to learn with IBS. Like, oh, wow, that changed. That's different. Anyhow, the colon cannot live by beef alone. No, it can't. And I thought, oh, wow. So look at this. Look at this. I don't even know. I don't think I ever ate this as a child. But Campbell's spaghetti. Spaghetti and tomato sauce with cheese. Okay? One good can. I bought both of the cans because in my head I was suddenly like, what about school kid type spaghetti? And everything was SpaghettiOs and things like that. And then just hiding these two. I was like, well, they're mine because this is what I had in mind. All right. Let's read a little bit about this. Okay. All right. There's virtually no fat. How's that, people? Virtually no fat. So the meat you add is the fat that you're adding, because this has no fat, as it were. Yeah. It's got 3 grams of fiber for a serving. Okay. Oh, 1 container. 1 container is a serving, people. 1 container is the serving. Wow. All right. Let's get in touch with this now. 1 container is it, but it is 950 milligrams. Well, I bet it's 1690. They are like writing this up in a way that I can't really read it. It's trying to say 190 calories a cup, 340 calories a serving. Serving size 1 container. So they are totally contradicting. Blah, 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 blah. But anywho, you can microwave it, of course. And I'm thinking the corn in here is bioengineered of something. It's okay. If this is something with some hamburger or, you know, ground hamburger, ground lamb, or even the sausage that I have. It's an andouille, so it's spicy, but I was living with it. Tastes so much better than everything else. I love andouille sausage, but added into something like this, it's saying that it is made in tomato sauce with cheese. With cheese. So, you know, it's got everything in it that, you know, it's a kid food. So what does that suddenly, of course, tell me? It's got high fructose corn syrup in it. But it could be my savior because it could be a delicious meal with a added protein. Delicious enough that I'll eat it. I'm thinking like, wow, wouldn't it be really neat if you had something like that? And then, you know, you like baked it. I always heard about baked spaghetti from like school lunch or things like that, but I never had it. I never had it. But when I was walking that aisle and such like that, so I wasn't able to show you anything like this because I had taken the 2 already and they were in my cart. But the very last thing that I have to show you about what I got and didn't show you in the store, I'm going to get out my little paper cutter. Thank you. I've got my cloud. And sometimes, will it do it with just the one? If I could get my finger in there, you know, trying to turn the cellophane from the cut. All right, come on now, people. Give it up already. Give it up already. It's got a cork back. $1.25 advertised. $1.25. It is Greenbrier. It's called a coaster. So it's got that kind of coastery sound. You ready? This is so perfect. Are you ready? Always stay positive. Positive. And I had just gotten that print of the black cat on a sink in a bathroom, and it says, you know, positive vibes only, positive. So Miss Sassy, part of our morning and such, or when I need a little oomph and such, is to have her there and to sing with her and scratch on her shoulder and scratch on her shoulder and go, positive, positive. Miss Sassy's got the positive. And she's got 4 paws. And those back ones, positive, positive. Cats do not like you getting near their back feet at all. But look, it was like the only coaster, and this was the saying, and I picked up one. I am like over the moon. So my over the moon objects. Pretty good, huh? To be able to go to a Dollar Tree and to have some really terrific over the moon things. Wow. Wow. So I just wanted to catch up with you because I've been under the weather for sure. And at home here, you know, just some, you know, challenging, sad news of a family member in the circle. So that had me really, really very, very upset 3 weeks ago. And Sometimes you just got to cry over a situation. And I have. And the good thing is when I cry, it really, really refreshes my eyes. That's what I need, is a really good cleansing tear. A real one. Just bring it on. So, okay, again, thank you, everybody. Please do consider subscribing if you have not, and hitting the like. We call that the YouTube business, so I appreciate it if you do. And you can leave a comment. You can just put an emoji. You could just do an X marks the spot. Ask a question, tell us something, what have you. But comments are all part of the YouTube stuff. All three of those. And I appreciate if you do one or all three. And for tuning in, it's just so kind of you. And my friends that I've made, thank you so much for coming back. I do really appreciate you so very, very much. Okay, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight.